Ruma, and I'm data architect at DataStax. Today I'm going to show you how you can build demo to show the capabilities of Astra database and streaming real-time data to analytics tool as Snowflake. This demo has been built based on this Medium post published by DataStax and written by Sebastian. I will attach this resource so you can walk through. And in my demo, I just brought some slide modifications, and I'm going to show you step by step how you can achieve the end result. Let's start. To start, you will need to create your Astra database account, Snowflake, and you'll need to have a GitHub. Fork this repo because that is the Terraform configuration files that we're going to work. Yes, you have an option to create this demo by click base, provision database, streaming, or data warehouse or Snowflake. But in order to simplify and automate our provisioning, we choose to use Terraform. To use Terraform, you can pick the option to run it locally, choosing Terraform open source, or for today's demo, we're going to use Terraform Cloud. All of these resources that have been given, you can sign up for free, and with DataStax Astra, you're going to be given every month $25, and with a Snowflake account, I believe you only have access for 30 days. We'll start with the Terraform side. I assume you created your Terraform Cloud and forked the repo where we have our Terraform configuration files. Let me walk you through what to expect here or what we've been using. So Terraform gives the option to specify the providers. Here we're mentioning what kind of versions we're going to use and what kind of providers we're going to use, such as Astra and Snowflake. So this is a base where and from where we're going to push data. On the resources side, here, this is the point where we provision our warehouse, our Astra database, the table, and so on. So here you can see that Terraform can be written or understood. Why? Because a lot of this configuration language is human readable. So what happened next? Once you fork it and go to your Terraform Cloud. By the way, Terraform Cloud, I believe you can add up to 5 users and collaborate and work on resources that you provision. Why Terraform is known? Why? Because it's meant to provision your infrastructure as a code. As what you've seen earlier, you can just specify all the resources in one file and provision it in just one click. Once you select to create your new workspace, and workspace is a logical unit to provision infrastructure unit, we'll go with version control workflow. Once you specify, you're going to be given the option to connect to your GitHub. Once you select that, you will need to search the repo that you will fork. Create workspace, and then you're going to be asked to put the variables so the Terraform can communicate with Snowflake and Astra. You might ask, okay, where I can find those variables? First, let's start with Astra. When you go to Astra and log in, we'll go to organizational settings and create our token. Okay, great. Go to organization settings and you'll see token management. Select the role. You can pick administrator user, generate token, download the file, or you can just copy that token that's given. So this is a token. Once you copy it, you will place it on Astra API token field. Talking about the Snowflake. Snowflake user use the user, the ones that you sign up or created your original account. And for the password field, also you can put your personal selected digits or letters. So once you log in to Snowflake, the place where you can find your Snowflake account is, go below here, you'll see the error. When you click on it, you'll see the locator. So this is one place to find your account, or you also can check it on the top of your URL. Then the tricky part of finding the region or specifying it in the right form. So here I provisioned my Snowflake and US East 1. And if you have the same region on AWS, use the same format as just place US-ES-1. If you happen to provision in different region, you might need to specify which type of cloud you provision it. So again, if you go with a US East 1, you don't need that additional variable. If you use a different one, most likely you'll need to add the cloud version that you choose to spin up your Snowflake. If you don't specify your region in correct form, most likely you won't be able to successfully connect to the Snowflake. And Snowflake key. So what's Snowflake key? We'll use this key to create the roles on Snowflake account. What you'll do, you create your private and public key on your local machine, and you'll need to place the private key here, and we'll use a public key once we're going to manage the roles on the Snowflake side. So let me fill in those variables on my side, and we'll continue next. I'm going to see new workspace being populated, and selecting variables, you'll see the variables that you provided going to be listed here. The convenience part of putting your variables in Terraform Cloud that you can mark them sensitive, so they will never occur in your plan, or if you add other people to collaborate with, they won't be able to see them. The only option to do with variables is to override them. So what we'll do next, our variables and everything's given, so we'll start our new run. You're going to see our first plan. Going to start checking all our providers and resources, and then after everything going to be checked and seems like we don't have any errors coming up, we're going to confirm the apply and see our resources going to be occurred in Snowflake account in our Astra. So let's give it a little bit time and we'll see the end result. Our Terraform run, and as a result you'll see your database with a table populated, and on the streaming side we will have TF demo with namespace and topics created. Next, what we'll do, we'll create our users on Snowflake side, so we can enable our streaming from Astra database to Snowflake. First, you'll need to create your public key, and this public key needs to match the private key that you added on the Terraform side. So once you generate it, just replace this part with your own public key. And then we'll just run all this statement one by one, and you'll see, you can find that statement on GitHub repo. So I won't create the role because I already created them previously. So grant the ownership to our users. Okay. Okay. Stage, we created roles and assigned proper permissions so our Astra streaming can make the flow of data from Astra database so you can query and analyze it on the Snowflake side. Now we're ready to write the data to our newly created database, and first we'll need to select the key space and insert the data. So here's our table as it appears on Astra database. Let's see what happened on the Snowflake side. So at this point, with Terraform, you provisioned your database, and because we assigned all the right roles, you'll see Astra demo being populated. And if you go to the tables and open those, you can preview the data by selecting your data warehouse and see the data appearing on a Snowflake. And as the last part, what we're going to do is to run the query. And by the way, those statements you'll need to change. Why? Because this naming is being populated dynamically. So once it's done, you're going to see all these rows being pulled to Snowflake. And that is the end of our demo. Thank you for your participation. Have a good day.